I've met with over 1,000 retirees in my time as a financial planner, and here's just a little bit of what I've learned. Rapid fire, no order, no system to this. Let's just jump in. It's not about how much you have, it's about how much you need. Your retirement plan should go beyond how you'll spend your money. It should include how you'll spend your time. Have you ever truly sat down and thought about what your perfect average day would look like in retirement? The reason your home turned into a good investment is often because you bought it a long time ago and never sold it. You can't destroy risk, you can only transfer it. If you don't want the risk of the stock market, you have to be willing to give up something else. As you reach retirement, you're going to be constantly sold to by financial professionals, including myself. You have the need and the means to pay, so just prepare yourself. The barriers to entry into financial planning and investment management are shockingly low. Be careful. Almost everyone with an aggressive risk tolerance thinks they can handle more volatility than they actually can. Almost everyone with a conservative risk tolerance will need to make sacrifices to offset their lower return potential. Happy families seem to equal happy retirements. Happy people seem to equal happy retirements. There's no amount of planning that can be done to solve for every potential scenario. Sometimes life is just really, really hard. In general, the most successful investors I met with were very boring investors. One of my favorite retirement plans was one that was almost certain to end with zero. They lived such a great life, traveled the world, weekly dinners with friends. They were living, and they were comfortable with the fact that they would run out someday. On the other hand, one of my least favorite retirement plans was one that would almost certainly end with millions upon millions of dollars, probably approaching $100 million. Learning how to spend and use your money well is an often ignored area of personal finance. Unless you've gone through it with a family member, you probably aren't prepared for what a long-term care situation would be like. Try to enjoy life while you're healthy. Your happiness in retirement is inversely correlated with your consumption of the news. I love tax strategy, but if your main goal in life is to pay the government $0, you're missing out. Taxes matter, but they shouldn't factor heavily into lifestyle decisions. Your home has a high correlation on the stress of your retirement plan. An expensive home relative to your income and assets means a more stressful retirement. There's just so many expenses that key off of your home. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance costs, lawn maintenance, utilities, furnishings. The list goes on and on. Doesn't make it bad, just means you have to go through a bit more stress to get there. It's a lot harder than you realize to truly downsize. It's a lot harder than you realize to decrease your expenses in general. The comfiest retirement plans usually had little to do with net worth. If you're married, optimizing for net worth probably means one spouse is more stressed than necessary. Probably not enough retirees have income annuities. Probably too many retirees have too many annuities. Probably not enough married retirees have life insurance. Probably too many retirees have life insurance for the wrong reasons. A high net worth does not mean financial stress goes away. Tax planning might have a more material impact in low tax brackets than it does in higher tax brackets. What I mean by this is folks in the 12% tax bracket, the tax planning that can be done down there could be the difference in a plan working and a plan not working. Whereas tax planning in the higher brackets, even though you're saving more tax dollars, not necessarily changing whether someone's going to be able to be successful in retirement or not. RVs, campers, motorhomes, just make sure you'll be okay if you end up not liking it and need to sell it. You probably can't justify a nice vacation home from a math perspective, but that doesn't mean it's a bad idea. Until you understand diversification, I promise you'll never be happy with your investments. You don't even have to follow diversification, but until you understand the purpose of it, you're always going to assume you should be in something else. Retirement is almost always going to be at least a little scary, even if you're super prepared. I know you're looking for the investment that will just earn you 7 to 10% per year with no downside. When I find it, I'll let you know. A lot of you are more stressed about Social Security going away than you need to be. Yes, in many or most cases, Social Security income is taxable. No, the tax rate on Social Security is not 85%. Money and family is tricky. Don't be afraid to discuss it. Inheriting money can be very stressful. Just keep that in mind in case you think it's possible you'll leave money to your loved ones. If you're in your 50s, you're still young, but time is about to move even faster. Time is so much more valuable than money.